what's really happened is there's less business to do. And so therefore, as you say, I mean, most global firms are cutting back, and they will look very seriously and say, is the rationale that we had 5 or 6 years ago to here the same today? And some businesses, it comes down to the teams they have on the ground. Some businesses have embraced it in a way that say, right, we're going to put good people here, and we're really going to grow the business. And other people just say, we're going to put some people
presence
here, and probably have done less work.
Yeah.
And I think that you're not going to use the people here if they're not of the same quality as the people in Geneva, Frankfurt, London, New York, and the businesses here will just go over them and go back to the main centre.
Is the debate about choosing Dubai as the hub within the Middle East, or is it about having a financial hub?
It's a theoretical discussion about a potential hub. Should be a hub.
Yeah, no. Ours is kind of a bit wider than what the topic was, as in, can there be more hubs here? This is whatever the hub is or wherever it is. What are the requirements that are absolutely necessary to make that hub?
And there's no doubt that Dubai is still the envy of the Middle East in terms of establishing itself as it's still way ahead of the next nearest, whether that's Bahrain or wherever it is. But and it's a matter of not losing that advantage.
What amazes me is looking at the whole GCC and the size of economies and everything else. There's been no part of any discussion today about the possibility of Jeddah or Riyadh playing a role, despite the fact that Saudi Arabia is, by any measure, the area with the longest term, with the biggest population and the longest term growth in GCC. It's interesting that there is no discussion at all.
I think that social tolerance knocks that out completely.
That's where it goes.
Well, I mean, I think we had mentioned about the economic city in Saudi, but I mean, I think that's something in the future.
Yeah.
There is the possibility that they could have the infrastructure there to accommodate financial centre. And then, of course, when we were talking about a single currency, there was Saudi was going to be where the central bank was going to replace the GCC. That seems to have come.
Somebody decided they wouldn't play the game, and it wasn't.
I think you're right. Dubai is, in terms of this question, Dubai is considerably ahead of others, and to a large extent, it has got the right infrastructure. But there are some failings which don't only affect Dubai, but affect the rest of the Middle East as well.
Just come on to just the 5 that are here, then we'll start adding a few more. World-class infrastructure here that we're looking at in terms of physical infrastructure.
It's what infrastructure means for financial. It means flights in and out, ICT.
Yeah, the whole, yes.
That kind of infrastructure, being able to communicate with. If you're going to be a hub, you have to look beyond yourself.
Yeah, the term infrastructure can sometimes be interpreted as including education, but I think that's a separate thing when we come to talk about human capital.
So, and again, I mean, that is absolutely essential for anywhere that it has to be.
Only to the extent that we were lacking something else to go to 5, because there might be something more important than that.
No, that's what I want to go through these 5,
sorry, okay.
and then we got to just put.
Sorry, I thought you said it's absolutely essential.
No.
Therefore, we were
No, but world-class infrastructure is, I would think, essential. Yeah, you're not going to do business.
It's essential but not sufficient.
Essential but not sufficient.
Yeah, you have to have it.
Yeah.
But having it is not itself a guarantee that you're going to be a hub.
Oh yeah, that's what you're saying. And then social tolerance is the 5th one on this, and then we can start adding now.
I think it's very important.
Yeah, well, I think your point in relation why Riyadh wouldn't win over Dubai is because it's
And it is a more liberal town than any of the other cities around the Middle East. And I was in Qatar last week, and the guys there, like, we're the envy of them in Dubai. And
is that just because we're...
Half of Abu Dhabi lives here and they commute. I think this is the preferred option. Yeah.
Well, I think that's just because we outnumber the nationals, that they tolerate it a bit more because they're so outnumbered. I think, just for instance, again, I'm not arguing Muscat to be the hub, but I think they're far more tolerated down there than they are up here, without a doubt. in in Oman.
Far more tolerant.
Tolerant, sorry, not tolerable, tolerant
Yeah.
down there than they are up here. If you really compare like to like, but I think up here, just due to the vast numbers of expatriates, they just need to suck it up a little bit. So I think that's the.
How do you mean? That's a phrase I can't really say on.
I wouldn't
I get-
necessarily agree, but I don't like talking on it in front of a camera.
No, he's not. He's just picking up ambient sound on a lot of this. But how do you mean they need to suck it up? I mean, I'm not going to use that phrase, but
No.
I want to understand what it is.
Well, you can just see the way a blind eye is turned sometimes and not other times. So,
In Dubai.
yeah, in UAE, whereas in Oman, I found coming in there, it's far more accepting of the Western ways.
I would think.
Not just in allowing us to, but in the locals taking on the Western ways a bit more, and I don't know what you're saying, but things that they'll do that isn't frowned upon.
I can't
Socialising
comment on
side of
Oman,
things.
but I would have thought that Dubai and UAE as a whole. Sorry, Anthony, you want to speak? Has made a very conscious effort to build a multicultural society. It hasn't been overwhelmed by numbers and therefore tolerated. I think they've actually made an effort to
I
build a
do agree,
multicultural
but
society.
then things
It's a conscious
happen
thing.
where they'll stamp down on one minute people can walk around the malls and wear more or less what they like, and then at other times they get a bit
But
stricter.
I don't think that has any. I think for professional people looking at this becoming a Wall Street financial center, they're not really bothered by what they can wear or wear not in the mall.
It's a tolerance and where people are willing to live and bring their families
Yeah.
to. I
Well,
think.
if I could say, I was going to say, I don't think that should be on the list.
Yeah.
I don't think that phrase applies.
Yeah.
I think the more important phrase is attracting and retaining
Yeah,
human capital.
exactly.
Sure,
and-
but we want to
yeah.
get to that because they only.
But the social tolerance, I think, as you brought it up in terms of Saudi, yes, there might be an issue there.
It is relevant.
Do you? It's relevant.
Yeah, it mightn't be in the top
Or it
line.
might be
That's
captured
fair-
by
it's a
David
fair-
by
it's
the
a fair-
phrase of attracting them, and that's part
yeah,
of the package.
fair point. Yeah.
And that would be one of the issues. If it was, you would attract them if it was a socially tolerant place, but it wouldn't be the top
key
thing
thing,
on the
yeah.
list.
Yeah.
So find
Yeah.
Similarly with path to citizenship, for example.
But like it is important, and come back to what Andrea was saying, that to get a Warren Buffett here, his wife might sort of say, "I'm not coming here."
Yes.
So whereas
So he mightn't stay. Yeah.
And again, back to the Riyadh point, like there definitely would be people that I know that would be high up in financial, would have no interest in going to Saudi.